ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. We think of the Torah as a set of norms, things that you have to do. Especially the non-Jewish world always marvels or sometimes criticizes how we have everything in life ordered. The Torah tells you what time to get up, what time to go to bed, or how to do this, how to do that. There are instructions, very specific actions that you have to take at all moments. You have to study, you have to take care of your family, you have to feed them, and so on. Full of norms. But I want to delve today in something different, All these norms maybe also have a different purpose as well. Their purpose is to produce an ethical person, a person that leads his life according to certain norms that go beyond the fulfilling of the mitzvot that we do every day, fulfilling the commandments that we do every day. For instance, I'll tell you something very simple. If you know somebody is on a diet, don't place a piece of cake in front of him. There's nowhere in the Torah that says that. Don't do that. Because what you're doing is tempting the other person. And you should be his friend. If you're really his friend, you should help him. And don't do something. There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody comes and asks you, I have a property. Should I sell that now or not? What do you think? Make sure that you don't give him a malicious advice. You can very well tell him, why don't you sell it now? The market is low, but next time it'll be lower. And maybe deep down you feel you have a piece of property next to it. Maybe you will buy it and you will have a larger piece of property. You're not supposed to do that, even though you're not breaking any law. It's not that you went and told them, I want to buy the piece of property. No, this man told you, what should I do? He asked you for counsel. So don't give him the wrong counsel, even though, there's no instruction really to do that. I remember my late mother used to say, she had a maid that worked in our house. She was already of certain age. She couldn't take care of the house herself, and she had a maid to help her out. And she always used to tell me, in our house, by the way, the dining room was the center of everything. So she said, don't leave money on the table of the dining room, because maybe the maid will be tempted when you're not around to take it. Don't put a stumbling block in front of somebody that maybe in a moment of weakness will disobey, and you will become a partner of that. Does it say anywhere in the Torah, don't put the money on the table? Nowhere in the Torah. What is the purpose of the mitzvahs? On the one thing, it's to bring us closer to God, but it's also to make you a more ethical person. Things that are not written in the Torah. I remember there was once a teacher of mine that used to say, there are 4 parts of the Shulhanaru. Shulhanaru is the code of laws by which we have to direct our lives. But there's also a 5th Shulhanaru. There's a 5th one. That depends upon yourself, upon your own understanding, how you view society, how you want to live your life, your relationship with other people. Not everything is written down. There are many things that are in the air, so to speak, but if you have a sensitive soul, you will know how to do it. How do you acquire that sensitive soul? Well, it is a vicious circle. The more mitzvot you do every day, the more sensitivity you will acquire in order to lead really a moral life. So maybe on the one hand, the Torah wants us to fulfill certain actions, to do certain things, to eat matzah on Pesach, to listen to the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, but it also wants us to lead a moral life of things that are not written in the Torah, but that go according to the instruction of what does God want of you? He wants you to walk in His path. This is what it says about Abraham. He walked in the path of God. That's what He wants you to do, to lead a moral life, a constructive life, and you will thereby become a much better individual.